And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you get your stickers delivered in style. Big shout out to Patrick Prints here in Malta for doing these stickers for me. A very fast pace. These are the 3D and mural stickers, which all the participants in the community build will get to have one. These, the normal ones, will be sent to those who will send me a self-addressed envelope. Now, just in case, because I'm still getting quite a lot of requests from people asking me to participate in the mural project. Unfortunately, the 140 something pieces that I had available were almost snagged up within a couple of hours. So I truly apologize, there is no parts left for me to send out. However, I promise you that once this project is done, I will be doing another one for the makerspace downstairs. Yeah, still no elevator, unfortunately. So yeah, you will definitely get a chance to be a part of it. So I just finished pretty much wrapping up the Creality Ender3 review. I just have to do the B-roll. It's proven to be an incredibly awesome printer. Keep in mind that this is under $200, and I'm not gonna say it's the best 3D printer under $200, but it's definitely the best 3D printer under $200 that I have tried. I've tried quite a lot, not all of them, obviously, but for under $200, it just is right spot on. Now, during my review, you'll hear me mention something, OSHW certified. So the Creality Ender3 is OSHW certified, which is open source hardware certified, meaning that now the Creality Ender3 is on GitHub, including CAD drawings of the printer itself, all the files that go along with it. So it's fully open source, and it's the only, as far as I know, as far as I can tell, it's the only Chinese 3D printer which is OSHW certified. This makes me extremely happy because it comes a long way from where Creality were a few months ago when we were all up in arms about the GPL violation. I admit that I was one of those that instantly jumped on the bandwagon to call out Creality for this. Naomi Wu then jumped on board with Creality. She opened the massive line of communication and made things better. They released the source code for the CR10S, and now they have their first fully open source 3D printer. This is a huge step for the community, but it came at a price. And the same way that I did a video about the GPL violation of Creality back then, I need to speak up about something else that is happening now. Now, before I go on, I am not a lawyer. I can't understand lawyer jargon to save my life. I did speak to a few people to get a bit of clarity on what is going on, a bit of understanding, so in a way that I can understand it. I spoke to Naomi Wu to clarify things. So what happened was, after about a week that the Creality Ender3 was released and certified to be OSHW, XYZPrinting filed a complaint with Amazon, citing that the Creality Ender3 infringes their patent. Amazon obviously instantly just, blocked the sales of Creality Ender3. XYZPrinting then sent what can only be described as a Chinese version of a cease and desist to Creality. Creality, in fact, have stopped selling the Ender3 on Amazon, but then have reached out to XYZPrinting asking them, like, what is this all about? Your patent is not infringed by Creality Ender3. Till the recording of this episode, XYZPrinting have not replied to Creality, meaning that Creality are now in limbo. Now, lawyers have been looking at these patents, and no one seems to understand exactly where the patent infringement is. Now, XYZPrinting is quite popular in China. They're also very well known for their proprietary filaments, proprietary software, proprietary printers. So this could potentially harm their business, or they would have to be pushed to start doing open source, which is, I'm sure, something they don't want to do. But this puts the community at a bit of a risk because the way I understand it, once again, correct me if I'm wrong, if XYZPrinting are allowed to patent anything that is currently in the open source community, imagine Prusa's mesh bed leveling, imagine the hot ends that we know, the extruders that we know, the style of printers that we know. Imagine someone decides to patent those. That means that our community instantly stops being able to replicate those, or having companies be able to produce high quality printers at low cost because of the work that the community has done based on open source. Now, in the last couple of minutes, something else has also been brought up on Twitter, and that is that XYZware, which is the software that is used by XYZPrinting, is also mostly based on the slicer code. So I can't seem to understand what's going on. The only thing I can make out of this is that XYZPrinting are worried, and they're trying to pretty much make sure that no one else has open source 3D printers, open source certified 3D printers in China. Now, I don't know how far my voice will go in the community. My channel is relatively small, but I do have a voice, and that voice was part of what got Creality to release their source code, and we made an impact as a community. So I'm hoping that we can make an impact, well, in this case as well. Speaking of CR10s, I got this box, and this box contains the Anycubic Chiron. I would guess it's called Chiron because it's like the Bugatti Chiron. This is a beast of a machine, or at least it looks like a beast of a machine, which I will be reviewing. I've so far recorded the unboxing and everything. It's still in the box, I haven't put it together, but I'm really excited about this. It has lots of funky things going on, which, yeah, I can't wait to put together and try out. Well, to give you a bit of an idea, that's the Ultra Base. That's a 400 by 400 Ultra Base. You have the extruder, which is there. Injection molded, looks kind of like a Titan extruder. You have cable management up to wazoo. The hot end looks like a V5J head, which means that E3D nozzles should be compatible. Then you have this guy right here, which is the limit switch, and you attach the cable up there, and this just attaches there with a magnet, and you have the limit switch. Once you're done, you just remove it. So far, from what I can see, the build quality is extremely good. Obviously, I'll still have to take it out of the box, put it together, try it out, but not just yet. I have quite a lot in the pipeline to do. Comes with a lot of accessories, also an extra hot end, complete hot end, that is, injection molded parts in the corners. So yeah, really excited about this. So if you've seen my last video about the TPU printing that I did, you might have noticed I had the Polymaker polisher here. They've sent me a unit to, well, play around with and review, and I've done some tests, and I want to show you what I did. So first of all, we have this. This is, well, this is a spanner bot, but it's a ridiculously poly spanner bot. It's obviously printed in Polymaker Polysmooth Red. It looks absolutely epic. I was quite impressed, but unfortunately what happened is it kind of fell over inside the chamber. And what happened is that it didn't actually smooth out at the bottom, because it was kind of like this, and the mist kind of falls like from top to bottom. So I printed something else to test out, and recognize this? This is part of, well, this is like a really miniature version of the mural that's going to go up there, which you guys are printing. This is how it's going to be. There's Camino here missing, and there's St. Paul's Islands, and then there's Philfla down here, but yeah, this is what it's going to look like, and it's epic. An interesting turn of events kind of thing. DHL just came by, got me this box. Now, I need to explain a few things. So, I rarely, if ever, receive a 3D printer that I don't know about beforehand. I need this, I need to know about these printers, because obviously I have to pay import taxes. I need an invoice. If I give them the wrong invoice, I get a fine. So it's very important for me to always know what's coming in. Now currently, I know about two printers that are on the way here. That is the TiVo Flash and also the G-Tech A30, if I'm not wrong. So a few days ago, I received a notification from DHL that I had an incoming 3D printer, and they require me to send an invoice. Now, seeing as I know that the G-Tech is coming from Belgium, that doesn't require DHL to need any information about it, they'll just ship it over. I instantly assumed it's the TiVo Flash. So I sent them the invoice that I had of the TiVo Flash, and that was that. DHL have accepted that invoice, and I got notification that the package would be delivered today. In the meantime, I got in touch with TiVo and told them I got notification that it's already here, and they told me like, It has not been sent yet, so it's definitely not TiVo Flash. So this just came here, and I have no idea what it is. And seeing as my camera is already set up here, I figured, yeah, let's just open it and see what it is together. The problem is that most of these packages, most of these 3D printers don't have the company return address, so they are not sent directly by TiVo or Anycubic or whatever. They are sent by forwarding companies, so shipping companies. So you won't know exactly what they are until you actually open them if you don't know it's coming. Ready for this? It looks like a CR10. Oh, what? Ooh, ooh. I know what it is. Okay, about a month and a half ago, Hicked Up got in touch with me and told me they were releasing a new printer to see if I was interested. I told them, back then I told them yes, I was. It was probably one of the last printers I accepted for the time being, because I just have a long list. This is it. So as you can see, this is like a, well, you can't really see it. Let me do this. This looks like a CR10, see? In fact, it is a Hicked Up CR10, but it has dual independent extruders. So now I'm ridiculously excited because this is awesome. Dual independent extruders, linear rail. It does say test version on it. I don't think it's up for sale at the moment, so I'm guessing this is probably going to be like a beta version where they're testing it out, and I'm definitely going to let you guys know how I get along with this. So that is it for today, guys. Thank you very much for watching this, well, this impromptu vlog. I will leave links in the video description to everything I talked about this XYZPrinting patent going on, and the GitHub repository for the slicer code and the XYZ where code have been found to be almost identical. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section below. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, and as always, happy making, guys.